Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video, we will be continuing and updating the trade skills guides for the July patch, and this one will be Arcana, at long last. Arcana in New World is a very important skill. It allows crafters to create a huge variety of items, from fire staffs and ice gauntlets to potions, tinctures, and coatings. With your Arcana skill, you will also be able to perform elemental infusions, combining motes, essences, and so on into more powerful and valuable ones. As your Arcana skill increases, so will your crafting potential, enabling you to craft higher level weapons, potions, everything that will aid you and your allies as well as make you some great coin. Oh, before I begin with the leveling, I wanted to cover a couple of things first that will make your leveling much easier. This will apply to every stage. This way, I don't have to mention it every single stage over and over throughout the video. First, a new system I need to mention is the perfect salvage system. I won't really get into that, as I have made a guide on the system and I have provided a link in the description to it. But the important thing to know here is that when training a trade skill, always craft in sessions, breaking the total for each tier into pieces. This way, you will be able to utilize the potential scraps you receive from perfect salvages for free experience, and it is not a small amount either. I recommend checking out that guide. And finally, before entering into any large trade skill training endeavor, always spec 100 into focus. This will provide you with a 10% increase in materials refunded during your salvaging, which, as you may have guessed, will be a large part of what we are doing. Getting as much from our salvaging as we can, as often as we can, will reduce the potential materials I'm about to list by up to 15%, or in some cases even more, which over the course of your training will save you hours and hours of farming or thousands of coin. Now, this won't apply if you are making potions, of course. If you choose to go for the route of making gauntlets, or of staffs, or whatever, this will come in very handy. I just thought I would share this information before we get started. Now that we've covered that, let's get into the training. So from 0 to 50, when we first begin, our options are quite limited, so we will try to focus on the cheapest thing we can possibly make. So for this, we will be making 334 common blight tinctures. I chose blight because at the moment in my service economy it was the lowest cost to make, but as things shift and change day to day, this might change, so any tincture will do. So for this we will need 334 earth spine stems, and 334 shock bulb stems, and of course 334 water. This will be easy enough, and you will blow through this in only a few moments. Now, moving on to 50 to 100. At this stage you have a couple of options. You could make strong healing potions, however, I recommend against this currently because the price of hyssop has risen a bit out of control. So your cheapest option currently will be common blight tinctures once again. However, I will cover both in case the market shifts or you have a ton of hyssop on hand. So, for option 1 is to create 1035 strong health potions. For this you will need 1035 strong alkahest made, 1035 bulrush cobs, and 1035 earth spine stems. And for option 2, you will want to make 3622 common blight tinctures. For this you will need 3622 earth spine stems, 3622 shock bulb stems, and 3622 water, of course. Now, right away you are going to think of course the health potion option will be cheaper because the numbers seem much smaller, but this is very misleading. To make the strong alkahest you need a pile of hyssop. When working on updating this guide, I sat and checked the market and ran the numbers, and to make the 1035 strong healing potions in my current market would cost me around 3,943 coin, because hyssop is so high. But to make 3,622 common blight tinctures would only cost me about 2,673 coin. So, always do comparisons on the market when you go into these guides to be sure you're getting the most experience for your coin spent. Now, moving on from 100 to 150. For this you will be making 1028 powerful health potions. To make these you will require 1028 powerful alkahests made, 1028 bulrush cobs, 1028 earth spine stems, and 1028 bumble blossom. Nothing really very exciting here. Moving on from 150 to 200. Here you will be making 1634 infused health potions. I used to recommend making the gauntlets here, but the price of leather has risen right out of control, so we'll stick to the infused health potions. So to make these you will require 1634 infused alkahest, 1634 bulrush cobs, 1634 earth spine stems, and 1634 bumble blossom. And that's it. Now you're 200. So now that we are 200 Arcana, what's next? well, a ton of work. The first thing I recommend doing is posting all the health potions that we just made on the market, because you will get back a lot of your coin that you invested. Then, once you have done that, you're going to need your Arcana set. This is mandatory really, and will be necessary if you plan on crafting any of the 600 gear score gear, like fire staffs or ice gauntlets or void gauntlets, stuff like that. And for the Arcana set, once again like all the other sets, the tier 4, the Arcanist set, can only be obtained from receiving the pattern from aptitude crates now. However, the tier 5 set can still be farmed. The helm you will receive by farming Banes in the Genesis of Malevolence in Eden Grove. The chest you can get from Prince Gorado. You can find this mob from the Imperial Palace in Ebonscale Reach. For the gloves you will want to farm Entropy, found in Malevolence in Eden Grove. For the pants, the Siren's Dog, found in the Siren's Strand in Reekwater. For the shoes you will want to kill Kale, found in Malevolence in Eden Grove. You will also need an earring with +5 minimum Arcana crafting item quality. These have changed slightly and drop far less in the world. However, the Orichalcum Arcanist charm is very cheap on the market and can be used at your outfitting station to craft your own earring by adding it to the desired mod. This earring can be low level and any quality, none of this really matters. And all that's important from this is the +5 Arcana. And of course, next up, trophies. You will of course want to have your 3 major Arcana trophies. These aren't quite as important as the Arcana set, as they do not increase your max potential roll on crafting. They simply increase your minimum, so you can craft 600 gear score items without them. However, you will decrease your roll range, giving you, along with everything else, the desired 595 to 600 potential roll, decreasing your chances at rolling purples and increasing your chances at legendaries. And finally, the food. As an Arcanist, when you craft, you'll always want to have sweet wildberry infusion on hand, as these provide you with the needed +15 minimum gear score when you craft Arcana items. Well guys, I hope this updated guide helps those of you who have posted on my old ones requesting it, and as things change, I will always keep these up to date as possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to check my Discord. I or someone there will always be available to help. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.